5 signs of a weak woman, but I'm going to narrow it down to emotional or mental weakness. You know that the word weak is subjective. Weakness can be as a result of some struggle or some situation. So I am talking about the 5 signs, emotional or mental signs of a weak woman, focusing on married women. Number 1, you are a weak woman if you disrespect your husband because of temporary loss of financial strength. You are a very, very weak woman if you look down on your husband because he's temporarily not able to provide for you. You are a very weak woman if you go about insulting, inflicting all kinds of emotional pain on this man because he's temporarily incapacitated. Number 2, you are a weak woman if you find it very difficult to say no. Any emotional advancement that is not from your husband that you agree to makes you appear weak. In fact, you are a weak woman because you are not supposed to share your emotions with another man. In the event that you see yourself doing that, know that you are emotionally weak. Number 3, another sign of a weak woman is a woman that cannot contain the weaknesses of her husband. A woman that allows third party into her home because her husband is weak in certain areas. A woman that cannot look for a good and a better way to handle her husband's weaknesses until he's able to work on it, or until you can help him work on it and save him. If you go about discussing him with your people, discussing him with friends, making him look small and irresponsible before others, madam, you're a very, very weak woman. Number 4, you are a weak woman if you are always seeking for outside validation. Before you take any decision, you must look for somebody outside to validate you before you take any decision. You are not confident in yourself. You cannot take any decision. In fact, you go as far as looking for third parties to come in between you and your husband in certain situations because you cannot stand your ground as a woman and handle your issues like you're supposed to do. Number 5, you are a weak woman if you are over dependent on anybody to provide for you. Yes, whether married or single, you are weak if you are over dependent on anybody to provide for you. If you are over dependent on people for financial support, you are a very weak woman. What happened to your hand? What happened to your mind? What happened to the strength that God has given to you? Women, we have so much energy. God has given us. That is why a woman can do 10 things at the same time, and yet she'll be doing them very perfectly. If your own is to sit down and ask your husband for support, your siblings for support, all your friends, they've all run away from you because you're always asking, then you are a weak woman. Let me just give you this final one. If you are always second-guessing yourself, self-doubt, you hardly believe in your abilities, you don't have confidence of any sort in yourself, you don't trust your instincts as a woman, as powerful as the instinct of a woman is, you don't trust yourself. As a result, you're always indecisive. You cannot take any decision. You are a very weak woman. If this message got to you, I want you to pause and ponder. I hope this helps.